Get higher, baby. Get higher, baby. Get higher, girl. Hey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Knights of the Pageless Library. This is a podcast where we review audiobooks. I am Bo Knight, and with me, as always, is Ryan Knight. And today we are taking a look at Second Skin, an Audible original by Christian White and narrated by Ellen Archer.
That's right. So, like Bo said, this is a Audible original. It was part of the, what'd you say, 8 Audible originals for April?
Yeah, there was 8.
Yeah, so yeah, this is a book you could get for free right now up until the first Friday in May, which actually is the 1st of May. So, yeah. So before we get started, just drop this real quick. If anybody wants to get a hold of us, you guys could email us, kotpl.pod@gmail.com. That would be the quickest and easiest way to get a hold of us with any questions, concerns, comments, praise, hate mail.
Yeah, hate mail.
So, and with that, we'll start talking about this book.
Second Skin was published in 2020.
Oh, wow. So this year, huh?
Yeah. I don't know when maybe it was published at the same time.
Looks like it. So this might just be an Audible original, like you can only find the audio file, I'm assuming. There's probably no book, physical book. So the author, Christian White, he doesn't have a lot of books. He only has a few books, actually. It looks like maybe 3 or 4. He's kind of known for like mysteries and thrillers.
Well, I guess that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the category that this book itself is under. It says mysteries and thrillers, and it's a psychological thriller.
Okay.
So what did you think about Ellen Archer as the narrator?
Just decent.
I thought she was actually pretty good, to be honest. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to trigger so many people. And Bo probably already knows what I'm going to say, but he's probably scared to say it, so I'll say it.
No, I don't know what you're going to say, actually.
I normally do not like when women narrate books.
I usually don't either.
It's just a very... I don't know. I don't know what it is. Normally, I feel like you just don't get as much kind of voice inflections. You don't get much as in terms of, changing voices for men and women and stuff. And that's fine. That's not any specific woman's fault when she narrates. I just notice that more often than when men narrate. And I'm not saying there are not terrible male narrators. Trust me. We've talked about a few. But I actually thought that Ellen Archer did a fantastic job in this one. I thought she did a good job with her voice inflections, changing voices for different characters. I thought she did pretty good.
I don't think she does bad. I just wasn't necessarily like, oh, Ellen Archer narrated this, I'm going to be excited,
Sure. No, and that's understandable. And she has narrated a lot. She actually we did an episode about Interview with the Robot. She was a part of that book as well. But yeah, she has narrated a lot of books. So she has a lot of experience. And maybe that's why it came through for me, that I thought she did a pretty good job as far as like when a female narrates a book. So
yeah, Second Skin, like you said, it's like a thriller, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, psychological thriller, mystery, mostly mystery, but yeah.
And it's only like 4.5 hours long, so it's not that long.
It's 4.5 hours, which is not very long. But getting it for free, that's pretty good length, in my opinion.
It is decent.
If you were to buy this book, it would cost you about $8. I mean, I'll let someone make that choice when we get to our overall recommendations, but that price for that length of a book is actually not terrible in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say it's a relatively good value.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You think you could daydream on listening to this?
No,
I don't think so either.
No, I think if you caught yourself daydreaming and missed half a paragraph, you'd be lost for quite some time. You might figure it out later, but you definitely would probably want to go rewind and re-listen to stuff if you missed it, just to make sure you caught all the details.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think this one was actually easy to listen to?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to listen to, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a complex story, but which that's so like just to clarify, it's not complex in terms of as long as you're listening to the whole thing, you'll get it. It is if you miss parts though, it won't make any sense to you.
Yeah.
So
what do you think, Ryan? Is this worth it? Is this worth your time?
yes, definitely from me. I think this one's worth your time for sure, especially if you can get it for free as an original. But like I said, I don't think $8 is a bad price for this book at all.
I'm a little lukewarm on this one.
Really? Okay.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it either.
Okay. I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. So
really,
okay. I kind of was, yeah, just because it's not what I was expecting at all. I mean, I kind of went into it. I didn't read like the summary or anything like that, so I went into it having no clue what was going to happen. But I actually thought it was pretty good.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can recommend it. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay. So that's one recommendation and one maybe.
Yeah, like it's not like a bad book.
Right.
But like I don't know, I'm really like on the fence about it, you know? I don't know.
Well, so with that being said, we'll go ahead and go past the spoiler wall and we'll talk about the story. So if anybody wants to listen to this one, go check it out over on Audible and pick it up, listen to it, and then come back and hear what we have to say about it.
Yeah, so the story is told. I don't even really know where to start.
First of all, let's start with the cover and the title not making a whole lot of sense.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good.
The cover of the book makes absolutely no sense because there is 0 scenes with somebody in a boat. So that makes no sense. And Second Skin,
water involved, I guess.
Yeah, kinda, yeah. And the title, Second Skin, I mean, maybe, I guess.
It kind of makes sense a little bit.
Sorta. Well, it made sense for a while.
Right. And then we'll get into why I really don't like the parts about this book that I do not like.
Okay. And it's probably the same parts that I have issues with as well. So this book actually opens up pretty strong, in my opinion. It opens up with our main character, Stan, and his daughter. Why am I missing her name?
It doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh. I can't think of her name now off the top of my head. It'll come back to me. But so Stan is driving his daughter home from school and telling her that like he got tickets to like a Broadway show, and she's pretty young. She's like 12. So he's telling her about this Broadway show that he got tickets for, and she's all super excited. And then he has a seizure while they're driving.
Yeah.
And it was pretty intense to me.
It was kind of intense.
So Stan has his seizure. He wrecks his car and kills his daughter, essentially, because he has a seizure while he's driving. We find out a little bit later that he has like known that he had seizures before, like in his past. He was diagnosed with epilepsy, but he hadn't had a seizure in like 10 years leading up to this point. So
it's been a long time.
Right. So he assumed he was good in the clear. But then this happens out of nowhere. So then fast forward a little bit, and Stan it's actually a lot, huh? It's like 8 months fast forward.
Oh, I thought it was longer than that.
It's
I thought it
eight
was a couple
months.
of years.
It's 8 months in the future for this part, and then we immediately from there fast forward 9 years.
Oh, okay.
So fast forward 8 months in the story, Stan's wife is still like upset, and Stan is still like kind of grieving too about his daughter. And long story short, his wife goes to this bridge, which they're in Washington near Seattle, but I didn't recognize the names of any of the places they're talking about.
Me neither.
Other than Seattle. And I feel like I sort of kind of know that area. Like I would recognize names if they were anything. So I don't know if it's a fictional area within Washington or if they're just that small of places that I didn't recognize any of the names. But long story short, Stan's wife goes to this famous bridge, basically this famous suicide bridge, and she kills herself. She jumps off of it.
Right.
Which was also pretty intense. So
it was. I wasn't really expecting it.
No, like I said, kind of the first. I mean, that's probably all within the first half hour of the book.
Yeah.
So
pretty early on.
Yeah, pretty quick. So then you also get a glimpse at that point of Marcy. We jump from Stan's kind of third person to now this Marcy Keefe. She is in the hospital and having a baby. And while she's having her baby, a gurney is wheeled in outside and left outside of her room. And we come to find out that the gurney is Joanne, that was Stan's wife.
Right.
So Joanne died, killed herself on the exact same night that Marcy was having her baby, Aaron. And this is where we jump forward again. We jump forward immediately.
Like 9 years, right?
Yes, 9 years, yeah, because Aaron is 9 years old and like stands at his meetings talking about 9 years ago and whatnot.
Right, his grief meetings.
Right. So I'll let you talk now because I've been just rattling on.
Well, so basically, like we kind of cuts back and forth between Stan and Marcy, like
right.
kind of cutting back and forth, and like so Aaron, her daughter, starts having these like dreams about stuff that happened to her, and like they don't really understand at the beginning. Like she has like these memories of things that happened to her that there's no way they could have happened to her, right? Because they're like basically from another person's perspective in life, and she keeps talking about like jumping off of something. Like she's like afraid of. She's like staring at the window one night, right? And she's like, don't let me fall. Like I've already been through that before.
Right. And she also like points to the bridge because they can see this bridge from their house, and she says, "That's it. That's the place I died."
Yeah, that is what she says.
So right away we're like, whoa. I mean, I was like, what? What is happening?
Yeah, I was really confused actually. I was like, I don't understand what's happening at all.
Right.
And then like, does she start talking about like who she used to be? I can't remember how they figure out who she was. Or does she go to the doctor?
Yeah, they go to the doctor. I can't really remember either now, which is pretty sad. I just listened to this a few days ago.
It's been like a couple weeks for me.
She starts talking about like, oh, okay. But yeah, she starts kind of talking about like different names and stuff, and she starts talking about, she starts bringing up the name like Joanne and the name JoJo and a couple other things. Yeah, and then they go to this
Stan too.
Yes, she talks about Stan. And then they go to the doctor, like they call it something specific, but basically this guy's gonna
woo-woo doctor.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a woo-woo doctor. They want to do this thing called the past life regression because this doctor believes for sure that we live multiple lives, and he thinks that we can carry over emotional baggage from life to life. So they do this past life regression, and Aaron says all these things that there's no way she could know them. She knows where Joanne works or worked. She knows right where Joanne killed herself. She knows Stan. She knows their daughter. She knows all these kind of little details about that life. And they're thinking, well, clearly that's where this has come from, is that she has these past life emotions in her. And they also think for sure that's why it happened, is because Joanne died on the same night that Aaron was born. So then Marcy approaches Stan because she's like, look, we have to talk about this. Like, your wife is now living basically inside my daughter, essentially.
Right.
And they kind of transition from it being like she lived that past life to being like, oh, Joanne's like in her right now, which I thought was kind of weird.
Strange, but
Right.
I mean,
And-
there's a reason.
Right.
And doesn't she mention something that she didn't jump, she was pushed?
Yes, that's true. At her past life regression with the doctor, because Aaron goes into like this trance basically and starts answering all these questions. She's basically like under hypnosis. And at the very end of it, she says, I didn't jump off the bridge. I was pushed off the bridge. That's right.
And yeah, and then Stan doesn't really believe her. He's like, all right, whatever, just stop messing with me. This isn't cool.
Yeah,
me
exactly.
alone.
He's like, are you serious right now? Like, fucking leave me alone. He also is really kind of in a really bad place because people keep telling him like he should get over it, basically, that both his wife and daughter died. And he's like, are you kidding me? Like, how can I get over this? So,
Well, that and like he feels responsible for killing them both, right? Because
yes, he does.
he kills his daughter, which in turn and led to his wife killing herself.
Exactly.
Which is like this book is really heavy and deals with like a lot of heavy things.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And then I think, right, so Stan's like at home, and then Aaron comes and sees him while he's there, just her by herself without her mom.
Correct. So we also, leading up to this, kind of forgot to mention that Joanne has a sister, Claire, and her husband,
yeah.
Max. We met them a little bit earlier in the story while Joanne was still alive, and Claire and Max are still kind of part of Stan's life. Claire is always like trying to talk to Stan and get him to come over to their house and whatnot and stuff. So that is important to the story. So we do need to remember that.
That's true.
But yes, then Aaron, a 9-year-old little girl, mind you, goes to Stan's house by herself, which is like a sprawling mansion as far as I understand.
Yeah, they have a huge house.
Right. So basically Aaron goes and kind of confronts Stan and is like, look, I'm not kidding about this stuff. Like, Stan kind of asks her some questions and Aaron's just kind of rattling off answers. Like, she knows a lot. And she's saying like, you know, most of it's clear, but some of it's not clear.
Right.
So Stan kind of is having a little bit of a change of heart now. He's like, oh my gosh, maybe this is real. So then Aaron tells Stan, well, Stan got the tape, right, of the past life regression therapy. So he asks Aaron, why did you say you were pushed? Basically.
Yeah, he does ask her that.
And then Aaron drops this bombshell of, I was having an affair basically with someone named Max. That's all she says. So
yeah,
immediately Stan's like, that son of a bitch. Like,
yeah,
so
pretty much. So yeah, so basically Aaron tells them that she went out to see Max that night on the bridge because he was going to kill himself, and he pushed her off the bridge. That's
correct.
basically what Aaron tells him.
Right. So now Stan is like, well, I gotta go confront this guy because he murdered my wife. So, and then during this, though, Marcy decides to take Aaron because Marcy works at like a retirement home.
Oh yeah, right.
And she's been kind of asking people around there if they know anything about like Joanne and stuff like that. And one of the workers says, well, you might want to go ask whoever lives in whatever room it was, like 19 or something. And so Marcy decides to take Aaron in there because the person living in room 19 was Joanne's mother.
Right.
So she takes Aaron in there because she's like, basically like, don't you recognize this person? And Aaron's like, what are you talking about? No, I don't know who this is. Like, completely nothing's clicking. Like, nothing's making any sense, all this stuff. And Marcy's like, well, you should know who this is. Absolutely, you should know who this is. But she doesn't. So Marcy kind of puts two and two together. And then we jump back to Stan. So,
Right. And Stan's
like,
having dinner with Max and Claire.
right. Which I will say, the way that the chapters are laid out, where it switches back and forth kind of perspectives, is very well done.
It is.
To kind of keep the tension pretty high and to keep kind of the mystery of it going. But yeah, so Stan is there having dinner with Claire and Max.
And then he gets Max alone. He like confronts him, and he has like transcripts from their emails, so he can like prove it that they were actually cheating on him.
Yeah.
Cheating together. But then he like gets to the point, and he's like, why would you kill her? I don't understand. And he's like, I didn't kill her. I would never do anything to hurt her.
Right.
And at that point, Claire like hears them talking.
Yep.
And so Stan leaves and goes back home.
And he
And then
breaks up his basement again.
Yeah.
Sorry. I like that part that he goes in his basement. And he like, when he gets mad, he goes in his basement and he like thrashes his basement. Like he takes a sledgehammer and knocks holes in the drywall and breaks it all to shit. And then he rebuilds it so he could do it again next time.
Got to work the anger out.
I kind of like that part. Anyways.
So do we go back to Aaron next, or do we? I don't remember.
Yes. Yeah, we go back to Marcy next. Because now we find out that Aaron is not having past life regressions. And this is the part of the book that I actually did not like.
No, dude, when this happened, I was like, all right, I'm out. Like,
yeah, okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was like, so basically, none of this means anything.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It kind of made me mad. It's like, are you serious right now?
I wasn't really thrilled with this part either, because so basically what we find out is that Aaron was playing a game. Okay, she's a 9-year-old kid. She plays games. That's all well and good. However, this is a pretty elaborate game for a 9-year-old to pull off this well.
It didn't make any sense to me. I know they like try and like put down little breadcrumbs that she was lying this whole time, but it doesn't really make any sense.
Right. I feel like the game would have just been up way sooner than this. Like,
I think so too.
So long. So basically, what we find out is that Aaron had a cell phone, and the cell phone belonged to Joanne Weir, Stan's wife. And this is where she was getting all the information. Go ahead. Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like how she got a hold of it doesn't make any sense.
I agree. And I don't know. Could you, if you were told to find a fucking cell phone charger for a phone that was 9 years old, do it?
No.
I couldn't. That was
I didn't even think about that.
That was my biggest gripe. I was like, I don't even know if I could find a phone charger for a phone that's 9 years old right now.
Yeah, so dumb. Ugh.
Anyways, so I didn't hate the tie-in as far as, so what we find out is that Aaron tells her mom, Marcy, that she got the phone from her grandma's house, which her grandma is always around. So, but Marcy is like, how would you have gotten it from grandma's house? So she confronts her mother about it. Marcy confronts her mom, Barb, and Barb is like, what are you talking about? Why would I have that phone? And then she happens to remember that, oh, yeah, that's right. On the night that Aaron was born, they wheeled in a body and they left it outside the room. And her mom, Barb, went out to confront the hospital staff. And at that time, there was a cell phone that had, fallen from the gurney? Somebody dropped it? I guess, too. It was a little bit kind of Deus Ex Machina type stuff.
Dude, it makes no sense. Why would the phone work after she had jumped to her death? Why would the phone still work? Why would the cops not have picked up the phone? Why would it be with her when she's on the gurney? That makes no sense. And third of all, how would nobody hear the thing hit the floor and pick it up? It doesn't make any sense.
So, like you're saying, what ends up happening is that Barb takes the phone, and apparently, because her daughter is having a baby at that time, just puts it in her pocket and forgets about it. Forgets about the fact that she just picked up some dead woman's phone.
Yeah.
And then goes home and just throws it in a junk box. And lo and behold, 9 years later, Aaron finds it, somehow finds a way to charge it, and decides to start playing this weird game, as if she has this woman, Joanne, as if she's feeling these memories through Joanne or something like that.
And so I guess Aaron is just an incredible actor, which makes no sense. She's freaking 9.
Exactly. So one of my biggest gripes with that too was I could believe this if it was maybe a 12, 13, 14-year-old. But yeah, 9 was pushing it in terms of level of intelligence to pull this off for this long.
Well, the fact that there's parts
where
she looks like she's been sleep deprived because she's having these nightmares and stuff like that. So she's just pretending this whole time. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
And I agree. Like I said, I actually really liked the whole story right up to that point. And then it kind of fell apart for me and this is about the last hour of the story that this happens.
To me, this it's good until that, and then it literally just implodes itself.
I agree,
because what? Are you serious?
Some of it I liked because she's like, yeah, I was having an affair with a man named Max. Oh shit!
Right.
What? But then I thought back about it and I was like, wait, why would she call him a man Max? Why would she say a man named Max? Obviously Joanne knew who Max was, so. But
I know that they try and leave little breadcrumbs for you, but at the same time, she's so believable. It just doesn't make any sense. She never slips up once.
Right. Exactly.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I agree. It was a little too, all I think too is if you had substituted a 9-year-old out for like I said, maybe a 14-year-old, it'd be a little more believable. So then kind of to wrap up, Claire comes and confronts Stan after his freak out at their house. And Claire basically admits to killing her sister.
Right, because she knew about the affair the whole time.
Right. And so she sent the messages to Joanne saying that Max was going to go jump off the bridge. She waited for Claire to show up, and she pushed her off the bridge. I didn't like that either, at all.
I don't know. Mean, it literally just falls apart. This book just crumbles into dust, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Unfortunately, I know I said towards the beginning I would recommend it, and I probably still would. I would still recommend this one for people to listen to. And then at the very end, also, Stan and Marcy get together, basically. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
okay, yeah, I mean, I kind of saw that coming, but it's also kind of weird because, like, Stan should be like, whoa, you people have taken me on the biggest emotional roller coaster ever, and I've been
Yeah.
through some shit. Like,
Yeah, what?
I actually liked the story. I liked the idea of the 9-year-old truly having past life regression.
Me
I liked
too.
that.
And then it's just like, lol, nope. And it's just like,
Yeah.
what? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When that happened, I was like, are you serious? So it's like you made me buy in on this for no
Right.
fucking reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
So-
it just like his ooh, what a twist was just like such a bumble. Like, I don't know, if he was like a car trying to drift, it like went to drift and it just kept rolling into the sidewall. Like, it just was
Right.
like, I don't know what he was thinking. I want to be honest with you, because the rest of the book is good. It's so good, and he could have just
Yeah.
ended it, been like, "Ooh, yeah, this actually was your wife, but now she's your daughter and you're raising her." Like that would have been fine. But no,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, he kind of. It feels like he was like building a good story, yeah, and then he was like, and now the climax, boom, and yeah, he forgot what he was doing because the climax was not good.
nobody will see this coming. Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. Yeah, nobody will see it coming because nobody else would have probably done it that way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Sorry. This one
but
kind of
no,
I,
no.
I just I have not listened to a good Audible original in a minute.
No, and I really thought this one was gonna be it. I was like, this one's gonna be good.
I was
But-
all in until the twist happens, dude, and then I was like, no. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want other people to feel the same way it made me feel.
Well, that's fair. I don't know. I'd probably say if you could get this one for free, do it. But yeah, $8. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't know if I'd spend $8 on it.
Oh, all right. I'm done. I can't. I'm
Yeah,
done.
let's wrap this one up. Let's. What are we gonna do next time?
Ooh, we're doing Darkly Dreaming Dexter, right? That's what it's called?
Yes, that is the first in the Dexter series. But yeah,
Oh, what? Dexter's a TV show, you're saying? Wrong. It was a book.
it was a book, and we will talk about that in our next episode. So definitely stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, I hope to catch you guys on that one.
We do. And in the meantime, if anybody wants to email us about anything, please do at kotpl.pod@gmail.com. We have a Twitter at Pageless Library. I do these audio transcriptions over on YouTube as well. So if you have like YouTube Plus and you use that to listen to stuff, you could check us out, Knights of the Pageless Library. Like, comment, and subscribe over there. Facebook, Knights of the Pageless Library. We have our own Reddit page, KOTPL. And we have a Discord as well. So if anybody wants to get in on the conversation, you do have to email us and ask for your library card.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Please get a hold of us some way.
Yes. And also, thank you to anyone who's been listening. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you to everybody. I hope everybody's safe in these quarantine times.
Very true. Yes.
And on that bombshell, I think we're going to end this episode.
Sounds good.